Hey guys, it's Emma, and today we're going to be making a really simple chocolate chip walnut banana bread. It's a super simple recipe and you really can't go wrong with it. So it's going to be super moist, and let's get started. And obviously some extremely ripe bananas. Mine were frozen, so if they're frozen you could just let them defrost for an hour and they should become perfect. So in an electric mixer, you're going to put in a stick of butter, which is a half a cup, and just know that when it says a half a cup of butter, know it's a full stick. So I cut mine up so they're easier, a little bit. And you're gonna do that with the sugar. And it is 1 cup of sugar. So you can use it with a hand mixer, or you can do it with this. Start a little low. Alright, I'm going to stop it and add my eggs because you want to smash all over. And do one of the yolks at a time. So, and whatever goes with it. Okay, so that's my eggs, my sugar, and my butter. Now, a sifter, you can either have a full big sifter thing or just one of these little things, which you can also drain pasta with. And generally when you sift sift flour, it's always you always want to measure it after you sift it because it's always going to be too much. Because the sifting kind of separates it and makes it fuller. I mean, less full, anyway. So I'm going to level it off. Like that. That's 1 cup. I'll sift that. Okay. Now half a cup. Sift that. Okay, so that's 1.5 cups of sifted flour. Now level it off. And now with this 1 cup of sifted flour I have right here, put it in a large mixing bowl. That's 1 cup of sifted flour. We're going to do another half cup. Now sifting the flour makes a difference because see how much flour I have left? It's good to measure it after. And sifting the flour is going to generally make it a little fluffier. Put in 1 teaspoon of baking soda and then very little salt, just about a pinch. Literally like a pinch. So now just to incorporate all those, we're just going to mix it together and set this aside for later. Pour this right in, all of it. And gently mix it in. The bananas. Now I'm using frozen bananas, and these are like really very ripe. So masher. Got my masher for this. And I'm just gonna mash these bananas. So if you're using frozen bananas, leave them out an hour before and then they'll get nice and ripe. Maybe even a half hour, it really depends. But yeah. But if you're using fresh bananas, you could just peel them and stick them right in. But make sure they're really ripe. Best that way for cooking at least. Okay. So I'm gonna mash these up and then we'll measure a cup and then add it in. We're going to measure a cup of these bananas. Now we're going to add the bananas into this flour, the flour mixture that had the eggs and the everything. And we're going to combine the bananas a teaspoon of vanilla, which by the way, you never want to measure over a thing because if it goes too much over, and the vanilla is actually really strong, so. Okay, teaspoon of vanilla extract, and half a cup of sour cream. Stir it off good. So that's half a cup right there. Now this makes it nice and moist. Put it in and mix it, well, both. Alright, so my nuts, you don't have to, it's really not a measuring thing. You really add as much as you want. So I usually just take a little from a little box kind of package thing. They could be big, they could be small, you could chop them, you could slice them, whatever you want to do with them. And I just like to crunch mine over. I just do, and it's not a measurement thing, it's how much you want. And there's very little left in this bag, at least I don't want to open a new one. So I just use that. Now with this, you're going to fold these in. If you're not fold, it's really just like scraping the sides kind of and then going over, literally folding. I'm going to spray my pan. I'm going to fill it all the way up because it has baking soda in it, so it's going to kind of puff up a little bit. So you can mix it all in. I mean, put it all in. Same thing. Oven's ready. It's at 350, and I'm going to put it in for about an hour.